Good morning. At our big focus today, the highly anticipated Ayodhya judgment will be pronounced today by the Supreme Court at around 10:30 a.m. This after a 5-judge constitution bench heard the case daily from August this year for a marathon 40 days. The bench reserved the judgment on 16th of October. The dispute is over 2.77 acres of land in Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh, claimed by both Hindu and Muslim groups. The Supreme Court will pronounce judgment on the appeals made against the Allahabad High Court order on the title suit. The order had divided the land in 3 parts, 1 part each going to petitioners Nirmohi Akhara, Ram Lalla and Sunni Waqf Board. Elaborate security arrangements have been made in Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh ahead of the verdict. I will go across to my colleague Avni Raja in the newsroom, who will take us through all the security arrangements which have been made in Ayodhya. Avni.
That's right, Tanima. In fact, whole of Uttar Pradesh, there are massive security arrangements in place. But let me specifically tell you about Ayodhya itself. A whole lot of security arrangements have been put in place in Ayodhya specifically. Now, Section 144 has been imposed. 60 PAC paramilitary companies have also been deployed. ATS units, bomb disposal squads have also been put on duty. In fact, that's not all. In fact, we've also got anti-sabotage and quick response teams who are also on duty. In fact, the NSG, meanwhile, the National Security Guard, has also been kept on standby. There are drone cameras which have been put in place to monitor rooftops. So 10 drone cameras have been put in place to monitor rooftops. CCTVs at 30 road crossings as well have been installed so that there's additional visual monitoring of things. State and district level control rooms have also been set up to increase the monitoring, to increase the patrolling. Barricading has been strengthened at the disputed site as well. So obviously at the site itself there is that much more security and barricading to ensure there is no kind of untoward incident. The surge in visitors, of course, is expected. So holding areas have been made specifically for that purpose. Those are some of the security arrangements in place in Ayodhya. Meanwhile, aside from the security arrangements, and also there are 2 helicopters which have been put on standby specifically in Lucknow and in Ayodhya. Now, aside from these security arrangements, there are also a series of restrictions that have been imposed ahead of the judgment itself. Now, some of the most important ones, there is a ban on events celebrating the judgment. So, in fact, whichever way the judgment could go, there is a ban either celebrating the judgment or and a ban on mourning the judgment. So, any kind of events on both those sides are not allowed. Hoarding and black marketing of ration, cereals, all of that is banned. So, nobody can hoard or black market any of the ration or cereals. Gatherings that could hamper communal harmony are also banned. So essentially, we're talking about no events, no gatherings that will be allowed after the judgment. Any kind of idols or deities cannot be installed anywhere without permission. That's another key restriction that has been put in place. And of course, individuals are barred from carrying weapons, even if they are licensed. So no licensed weapons can be carried either. In fact, there's any kind of street plays, events, rallies, cultural programs. None of this is going to be allowed in the entire area in the district as well. Throwing non-veg leftovers at public places, that is also not allowed, and that is a ban has been imposed on that as well. And no individual is allowed to keep any kind of potent explosives, substances or acids. So none of that could be allowed. And carrying any kind of stones, glass pieces or bottles, that also is not allowed. So these are some of the restrictions that have been put in place. And of course, penalties are in place in case anyone is found violating them, Tanima.
That's right, Avni. Thank you so much for taking us through the special security measures which have been taken place in Ayodhya ahead of this very significant verdict. And also ahead of the judgment, Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted an appeal to maintain peace and harmony. In his tweet, the Prime Minister stated that the judgment won't be a victory or a loss for anyone, and that it is a priority to maintain peace and harmony in the country. And also ahead of the Ayodhya verdict, RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat has requested everyone to maintain peace. Let's take a look at the soundbite which has come in.
वर्डिक्ट आ रहा है, क्या कहेंगे?
हाँ, सबने शांति रखनी चाहिए।
That was, of course, the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat also saying that there should be all efforts made to maintain peace and harmony in the country.